Life in 2025 feels like pure chaos. News headlines, financial stress, politics, social media, all fighting for control of your mind. But 2,000 years ago, the Stoics lived through plagues, collapsing empires and constant wars. And yet, they discovered something most of us have forgotten. True freedom doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from the inside. Here are 10 Stoic truths about power, freedom, and strength that can still change the way you live today. Truth 1: control what you can, let go of what you can't. Epictetus divided life into two categories: things within our control and things outside of it. Think about your own life. You can't control the economy. You can't control the traffic. You can't even control what other people think of you. But you can always control your actions, your words, and your effort. That's where real freedom begins. Truth 2: self-discipline is real power. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, yet in his private notes he reminded himself daily, the true power is mastery over yourself. Discipline is the ability to wake up early, stay calm in anger, resist temptation, and keep moving forward when it's easier to quit. In America today, we celebrate freedom, but without discipline, freedom collapses into chaos. Truth 3: inner freedom is greater than outer freedom. Epictetus was born a slave. He had no property, no legal rights, no freedom of movement. And yet he became one of the greatest teachers in history. Why? Because he realized no one could enslave his mind. Even America's founding fathers studied Stoicism. Jefferson owned a copy of Epictetus. They understood true liberty begins inside. Truth 4: time is the only true wealth. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it." Ask yourself, how many hours do you lose every week scrolling your phone, watching meaningless videos, or worrying about things you can't change? In the US, the average person spends 4 hours a day on their phone. That's 60 full days every year. What could you build, create, or change if you took even half of that time back? Truth 5: train with discomfort. The Stoics believed comfort makes us weak. Seneca practiced poverty days, eating little, sleeping on the floor, wearing rough clothes, just to prove to himself he could endure anything. Today, that might mean fasting, cold showers, or turning off your phone. When you practice discomfort, you discover how strong you really are. Truth 6: obstacles are the way. To the Stoics, adversity wasn't the enemy, it was the teacher. Every difficulty was training for the soul. A broken business, a failed relationship, an injury all become opportunities to grow. That's why modern authors call Stoicism, the obstacle is the way. Your hardest challenge isn't blocking the path, it is the path. Truth 7: Memento Mori, remember death. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. The Stoics didn't obsess over death, they used it as fuel. If today were your last day, would you waste it arguing online, or would you live with purpose? Memento Mori isn't about fear, it's about urgency. Truth 8: emotions are energy. The Stoics never said don't feel, they said transform what you feel. Fear can become caution, anger can become justice, pain can become endurance. Your emotions are raw energy, and like fire, you can burn yourself, or you can use that fire to forge strength. Truth 9: humility over ego. Marcus Aurelius commanded armies and ruled millions, yet in his journals he wrote, "You are just a man, soon you will be ashes and bones." He reminded himself to serve, not to dominate. In a culture obsessed with fame, followers, and likes, Stoicism calls us back to humility and service. Truth 10: build your inner fortress. The world outside will always be chaos. But inside, you can build a fortress of reason, courage, and peace. That fortress cannot be touched by insults, failures, or even loss. It is yours, but only if you train it every day. The storms of life will never stop, but the Stoics knew storms create strength. Control what you can, let go of what you cannot. Remember death, live with discipline, and turn obstacles into fuel. Build your own mind armor. Subscribe now, and let Stoic wisdom be your shield in a world of chaos.